Good evening, everyone. Welcome. So glad to be here and get to kind of have a recap of the season with you. I guess an end cap to our competitive season. I think everybody that is going to be joining me online tonight and all of you watching this from home will probably agree this was a different marching band competitive season than any of us could have ever anticipated. But having said that, I am so proud of what this band has done. And I just wanted to start out tonight just recapping all the things that these kids have done because I'm so proud of all the work that they put in. And sometimes in the day-to-day routine of coming to class, doing the recordings and everything, we don't always catch sight of all the things that we've done. And I just wanted to take a few minutes to um, recap the season for everybody. So I am going to share my screen with everybody. So the 2020 marching season, it's hard to believe that we've already come to the end of it. And tonight, we're just going to celebrate some of our accomplishments, recognize our student leadership, and then also recognize all of our seniors in the band. And so just as a recap, some of the things that we've accomplished this year. Opening up the show tonight, you guys heard the fight song, and band members, you probably are looking at that and thinking back to wearing the orange T-shirts and the shorts, recording your very first recording. That was way back in August in band camp. Had a great performance. Lot of energy, and at that point, I was excited about what we could do over the season. Throughout the season, a little bit later in, one of our fundraising goals was our with our bandathon, and one of my priorities is to find fundraising events that really are geared towards what we do in the classroom. And the bandathon was an example of that. For that event, we showcased 17 different performances throughout the night. And as a side note, a very positive side note, we wound up raising over $6,000 for our band. Throughout the competitive season, we've actually competed in 5 competitions, submitting recordings. We would get feedback from adjudicators, make some adjustments to our show, go back at it the next week or two, and resubmit. And we did that 5 times. We actually got a couple of awards. We got the Creative Class State Champions, and we also got the Creative Class Southeast Champions. One of the things I'm most proud of is our high score of the season, breaking into that box 5 with a 90.75. Really proud of what these kids have done and everything that they've accomplished. Someone else who is very proud of these students is our principal, Mr. Hunt. And Mr. Hunt, my mouse is deciding not to work right now. All right, here we go. Mr. Hunt, how are you?
I'm great, Mr. Noe. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, thank you for coming on. I really appreciate it. And you had some things that you wanted to say to the band tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. First, though, Mr. Noe, you probably don't want me to do this, but I want to thank you. I know I speak for everybody on the call. We've just, as soon as I got to Orange, the band program is something that I heard about in the tremendous history and the accomplishments, and I know that there are big shoes to fill, and so want to thank you for coming to Orange, hitting the ground running. Your positivity has been inspiring to me. Your creativity and your ability to build relationships in this virtual world has been astonishing to me, and your genuine care for the students. So I know I speak for many on the call. I don't know how many are on the call, but I want to thank you personally and just in front of everybody, just to say thank you for being on the team and being such a source of positivity. Speaking of that, and again, to the students, I don't know how many students are on the call, but I want to thank you personally. The virtual world has been tough for teachers and staff, and you have provided positivity and pride for our staff, whether you know it or not. I think that the virtual classroom can be tough, but your performances have been shared with many, and people really enjoyed it, and I think have marveled with your ability to do what you've done while not being in the same place. I had the chance to listen to the adjudicators' comments, and while I'm not musical at all, I know greatness when I hear it. And some of the things that she said really resonated with me and stuck out. It was about your hard work and your effort, first and foremost, the progress that you've made. Also, the historical context that you brought, the way that you were able to weave stories over history, and really create a really creative piece. But then also she mentioned energy over and over. The energy you were able to bring through a screen, and the collaboration was evident. I was so impressed. It was clear that she was so impressed. And I just want to thank you for being models of excellence and resilience for our entire school community during the first semester of the year. So, Mr. Noe, thank you for letting me talk to our students tonight. I really look forward to meeting all of them in person. And I can't tell them enough how impressed I am with their work.
Well, thank you, Mr. Hunt, and thank you for the kind words. But I've been saying this to everybody that I meet. The band is just made up of some really incredible kids. They've made my job easy. They've been welcoming. The idea of having a band family was well established here. There's such a bond between these kids. But the thing that I love most is that they embrace newcomers. We've had a few kids that are new to the band, and living in Hillsborough now, I get to I see them out and about every once in a while, and it's like they've been best friends for a long time and everything. And they've been so gracious to welcome me into the band family, and I'm really grateful. I really appreciate the support that you've given to us throughout the year and helping us to accomplish, helping us to move forward with our drive-in event that we had for our first competition, and just really appreciate everything that you've been able to do for us.
Thank you. Have a great night.
Thanks a lot. All right. Let me get back to sharing my screen. So a couple of things that I wanted to do. There are some people that I would like to thank this evening. And first and foremost is to our boosters. And who is a booster? Actually, parents, if you're watching this, you are a booster. And we could not do what we do without your support and all the things that you do, whether it is, making sure that your student has the equipment that they need to perform these videos and all that other stuff. I really appreciate it. But a lot of you have also volunteered your time for the different events that we've had, throughout the season. And I just really thank you for you guys stepping up to support something that your child is very passionate about. It means a lot to me as the band director, but it means even more to your kids when they see you out there supporting them and what they do. So thank you to all of you. I would be remiss if I did not thank my executive board. President of the Band Boosters Association, Jonathan Markle, has been fantastic. He was actually on board when I came on board myself and was just helped make the transition awesome. Kelly Katie, you have seen emails from her. She has been fantastic at recruiting people to volunteer for the different events that we have, fundraisers that we have. And speaking of fundraisers, Michael Haggerty, I really appreciate everything that you're doing for the band. We've got some really great fundraisers going on right now. We've had some great fundraisers, and I just really appreciate all the work and effort that you're putting into this. All of those funds, we need a great treasurer to take care of all that stuff. And Jennifer, I just really appreciate you taking up that task. And it is a big task in and of itself. And I just really appreciate you doing. And Michelle Dodson wears the hat of secretary and puts together notes and all that other stuff. But she is also one of our big volunteers at a lot of the events that we have, and seen her at a lot of the different events, and just really appreciate everything that you're doing for the band. There's also a couple other people that I'd like to thank, and Vicki Moore, who is technically no longer a band booster because she doesn't have a student in band, but she loves this program so much that she volunteered earlier this year to take care of all of our uniforms and make sure that our kids had uniforms. And so, Vicki, thank you so much for that. Lori Stafford was the treasurer coming on board, and she was very instrumental in the transition with me coming in. And I just wanted to say a special thank you to Lori as well. So thank you so much, everybody, for your support. And with that being said, we actually have a big fundraiser. Our Dewey's Holiday Bakery is actually in Tanger Outlet Malls in Mebane this year. Really excited, and we have a special message from our president and vice president of fundraising, Jonathan and Mike.
Welcome to the OHS Panther Band Dewey store for 2020 at the Tanger Outlets in Mebane. We hope everyone can stop by, see us. We're open Wednesday through Sunday, 11 to 7. The week of Thanksgiving, the week of Christmas, we will be open Monday and Tuesday as well. Black Friday will be opening a little bit early that day, probably around 8 o'clock. And this is our main fundraiser for the year. We look forward to seeing everyone in the store as much as possible. Come buy some delicious cookies, some great cakes. Order your fresh orders of fresh pies and cupcakes, cake squares, anything that you want from the Dewey's Bakery.
Wow, that was a mouthful. You know how successful Dewey's was last year. Come on out. We're open now through the 3rd of January. As you can see, we're practicing COVID safety with masks. We've got the floor marked for social distancing, and everybody's washing their hands regularly. Stay tuned too. You'll find more information about ordering online, our fresh orders from the band's Facebook page, Twitter account, Instagram, and ask your favorite band member for more information if you have questions. Come on out, we're ready.
All right, thank you, Jonathan and Michael. I really appreciate it. And just to kind of reinforce the precautions that we're taking, we have masks for everybody. We have plexiglass in front of the register area to prohibit close contact. So they're taking every precaution to make this a safe environment. If you would like to volunteer for that, both parents and students are able to volunteer for for the Dewey's Bakery for the shifts that we have. Please check your email. If you did not receive an email from me, hit me up and I'll make sure that you get access to that. You can also find past emails from the director on our website, ohspantherbands.com. Panther Band, not plural, ohspantherband.com. Look under the updates tab and you'll see links to all the from the director emails. They're wonderful reads. Probably not, but they're full of information. So without any further ado, I could not do this without the amazing student leadership that we have had in the band. You're going to meet several of them tonight. I've asked the captains and the drum majors to join me on the show tonight, but there are a lot of kids in the band that have assumed leadership roles. There's a lot of kids that don't have a title, but have done some really amazing stuff and really taken on the mantle of being a leader within the band. And I just wanted to take a few minutes to recognize our student leadership team. That was one of the first things that was on my plate as the band director. And to be honest with you, I was a little nervous. The success of the band program really depends on the students in the leadership roles. And I could not have had a better team to help get me through this virtual marching season. So some of the leaders that we've had, Nico has been absolutely awesome as our public relations officer. She has been the point of contact for all of our social media platforms. She's sending out pictures and all that other stuff. The yearbook has been in contact with her, getting pictures and stuff like that. So thank you, Nico, so much for helping us there. Our uniform chiefs, Zach, Rebecca, and Emmett, all fantastic leaders. Zach was super cool. He actually put together a video on YouTube to tell students how to put the buttons on and how to put the uniform together. So just going above and beyond in our special circumstances here. And both Rebecca and Emmett, the uniforms this year, everybody's had them at home, but both of them have really stepped up and spent a lot of time volunteering and really leading within their sections in the color guard and in the drum line, both of these individuals. And our librarians, Katie and Lexi, have not stepped foot in our library, but these two young ladies are phenomenal leaders. Both of them are wonderful musicians and have really taken on a leadership role and actually have led sectionals and directed things within their sections. So thank you so much, Lexi and Katie, for everything that you do. And our logistics crew, Nick and Calvin, we've actually had some opportunities where we had to move all the band equipment from the library back into the band room, and both of these gentlemen were on top of things, helping us get that stuff done, as well as stepping up and being fine student leaders within the band program and taking that on as well. So, and of course, each section has a leader, and we have some really phenomenal leaders within the different sections. And sometimes it's hard to find somebody within a section to really motivate them to get the job done. But as we watch a little bit later this evening, I'm going to play our final show for you guys, our final cut, which is phenomenal. You guys are going to love it. I've just been amazed. We've broken out into breakout rooms, and these student leaders have really taken on the role of being a leader and taking their sections, helping the younger students within their sections, and really organizing that time so that they can be successful. In the flute section, we had Miranda, a senior. We'll learn a little bit more about her as we recognize tonight, but thank you so much, Miranda, for everything you've done for the flute section. In the clarinets, Isaac has been absolutely wonderful. He actually coordinated and actually edited the video for the bandathon. Fantastic there. And Conan, thank you so much for leading our sax section this year. You've been absolutely amazing, and I really appreciate everything that you're doing with that section. With our low reeds and low brass, Alex, thank you so much for, you've had kind of the mixed salad of instruments, because you've had low reeds and low brass kind of mixed together within your section. But every time I've popped into that sectional room and watched you guys work in the breakout rooms, it's been absolutely wonderful. And thank you so much for everything that you've done. Trumpets, Colin, you're going to hear him later give an amazing solo in our performance later tonight, but Colin has been absolutely wonderful with directing the trumpets in their breakout rooms. And Maggie is a sophomore, and she takes on a leadership role like a senior or even a freshman in college. She's absolutely wonderful and just always there for us. So thank you so much for everything that you do, Maggie. And the trombone and baritone section, not a huge section, but Ryan, I really do appreciate everything that you're doing to help move our band forward. And Colin, in the percussion and guard class, we break out into sectional rooms. And when you listen tonight, listen to the mallet performance on the recordings. It is absolutely wonderful. And it comes from the leadership and the direction that and the relationship that they have together. And Colin, I just really appreciate everything that you're doing. So I did ask my captains to come and join me, and I'm going to go ahead and bring on Greg. Was actually on a camping trip. I don't know if his internet is working or not, but I am going to bring on Griffin to the mix. And if Greg is able to get a connection, we'll bring him on. But Griffin, listen, thank you so much for all of your help this year. There's been several times where I needed to get a crew together to help move some stuff, and you've been on top of it and getting stuff together. You and Greg both just really volunteering your time, and I just I want to personally thank you for everything that you've done for the band this year. Is there anything you would like to say to your logistics crew?
Greg's not gonna be able to make it. He said he couldn't get connection, so I have something for behalf of me, Greg and I. We would both like to say we like to thank our logistics team for being so adaptable this year with the circumstances we were under.
Yeah, it's been an interesting year, hasn't it?
Yes.
Awesome. Well, Griffin, I can't thank you enough for everything you've done. Our success is a result of all the time that you guys spend in making it successful and using your different talents. And one thing that this has brought out is how unique a lot of our talents are, and I just really appreciate the talents that you bring to the table.
Thank you.
Thank you, Griffin.
Yep.
And our drumline captain is Mr. Christopher Wilson. We'll actually learn a little bit more about Greg, Griffin, and Chris in a few minutes. But Chris, hey, the drumline has been fantastic. You guys have really done some cool things with starting out with the drumline in the fight song, and then you guys put together your own drumline cadence thing for the bandathon. Your leadership has just been fantastic, and I just really appreciate everything that you're doing for the band.
Thank you.
Awesome. And is there something you would like to say to your drumline?
I can't thank them enough for like powering through. They worked extremely hard because this was definitely hard trying to learn all the rhythms through virtually. So I want to say thank you to them so much.
Awesome. Now, you said that it was a challenge and everything. What do you think was one of the biggest challenges that you ran into?
I think usually in person, we have vets there to show them rhythms, and they can show them it in person. So it was harder to like work out a rhythm over the computer with them.
But you guys actually tackled that really well. We would go over stuff in the classroom setting. Classroom, I use that in quotations there. But breaking into the sectionals and everything, you guys had a really good relationship where you guys would kind of talk through a lot of the things, and then you would kind of round robin it throughout the section and everything, just to double check with everybody and help each other out.
Yeah, it was tough, but we had a good drum line this year.
It was a great drum line. Well, Chris, if we get some time, I'd love to bring you back on a little bit later. So thank you so much for everything you do, Chris. I really do appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
And our color guard captain has been every time I got to see the color guard, they would, with each performance, they would add a little bit more to their routine, and they would record. And I'm so excited to showcase tonight's performance with them featured, especially in the third movement, because every time they had just added something new. And a lot of it, definitely a lot of appreciation goes out to the guard instructor, Erin McKendrick, who was unable to be with us tonight. She had a family obligation. But Erin, if you catch this on the replay, thank you so much for everything that you've done for our color guard this year. But we also had some really great student leaders in the section. And Ava, thank you so much for just taking on that leadership role. What were some of the challenges that you guys faced this year?
Well, it's really hard to teach routine through Zoom and Google Meet because everything's delayed, and it's just hard to be able to demonstrate the like tosses and stuff without it being really confusing. So we've definitely had to make some videos and like put it in a separate like Google Drive folder so that the new people can see how to do things that we've been doing for the past couple years.
Oh, that's awesome. So you were involved with actually putting together the videos for that to help the younger kids.
Yeah, some of them, but Arami made a lot too to teach us some basic techniques, especially for weapons.
That's awesome. And I love that with all the captains that have stepped up this year, just your passion for helping the younger members of your sections, just feel a part of the band, feel a part of the color guard, and just to get them caught up so that they can be successful. It's just been really great to watch you guys work with your peers and do a lot of great things. And the color guard has just every time we've sent in a recording, we just get more and more positive comments back about the impact that you guys bring to the show. So thank you so much for everything you've done.
Thank you.
Awesome. So we also have in the we just brought on Ava. In all of our winds meet together, both the brass and the woodwinds, and I'm going to bring on Kaylee and Macklin together. Kaylee, so good to see you. Macklin, thank you so much for joining us. I really appreciate it. Listen, it's been phenomenal watching you guys work. You guys have been really instrumental. Not just you've been fantastic as the woodwind captain Kaylee and as the brass captain Macklin, but you guys have also brought a lot to the table with the development of the story that we've been telling this season, and you know. Just really stepping up and coming with to every meeting with new ideas and suggestions on how we can improve and stuff like that. And I really respect what you guys have brought to the table. And I just really thank you for all that you guys have done above and beyond just being the woodwind captain and the brass captain. You guys have really been a shining light in the band this year, and I just really appreciate everything that you guys have done. And from what I understand, you guys together have something you'd like to say to the band.
Yeah, so I'm the outgoing one out of the two of us, so I'm just going to start us off. Me and Macklin just hope that everyone is enjoying our live stream so far. It's been great, and we just wanted to hop on and say a few words as woodwind captain and brass captain.
Both of us in general would just like to say, in general, a big thank you to the band and people who've supported us throughout the season. It's been a great season.
I would specifically like to give a shout out to the Woodwinds for all your hard work and dedication throughout this virtual season. I've had so much fun getting to know all of you, even though it has been through a laptop screen. We have made it work. And I can't wait to see us together throughout the rest of the year, just because we've seen how great our marching season has been.
I would like to first of all say just thank you in general to the brass section for making it a great marching season. I could say our section has shown great growth potential and throughout the season. I hope everyone will always keep striving to be their best, because it's important that you'd always be your best in every situation. Because y'all are in general just great and amazing people, and I had a great and amazing time with y'all this season.
I know that we are all very shocked by how chaotic this season has been, but me and Macklin are super duper proud of everyone because of how far we've come during the season. And we both feel as though we've grown closer as a band family. And we just wanted to say that we love you guys.
Yeah, we will all miss you and hope to see you all in next year's marching season.
Awesome. Yeah, and hopefully we'll be on the field actually marching and doing some cool stuff. So when it's safe, I'm all about that. And hopefully we'll see how the football season goes this year. We may be able to get some opportunities to get out on the field. Well, Kaylee, Macklin, again, thank you so much for everything that you guys have done. You've been fantastic, and I just really appreciate it all.
Thank you.
Yep. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. All right. So I'm keeping an eye on the grand finale award ceremony. I definitely want to pop over there when they show the creative class. But this season, we have had two phenomenal drum majors. In the past, Orange High School, from what I understand, has had one drum major each year. And to be honest with you, I think these two people just really, they make the best team that I've ever seen, because they each have strong characteristics and they kind of work well together. Their strengths match each other, and they just kind of build each other. And as a team, are just a dynamic duo. And a lot of our success, both in the classroom and in our virtual competitions, the success goes to a lot to our student leadership. And Laura Garcia and Colin O'Haggerty, as I call them, Drum Major Laura and Drum Major Colin, just want to say thank you so much for everything that you guys have done. You guys work so well. You're great young musicians. I mean, both of you are just fantastic, stellar musicians, and it comes through in the way that you guys conduct and lead the band. And I, just as I was saying to the other captains, your support this year for your band went way beyond just keeping time on the virtual podium. You guys have really shown some strong leadership skills this year in leading your band, encouraging your band, and just making sure that everybody is moving forward and getting the most out of this experience. So Drum Major Laura, Drum Major Colin, I thank you so much for everything that you guys do for your band.
Thank you so much for everything you do for us as a band and us as leadership. Just, it means a lot how much you really care about this program and how much effort you put into it.
Yeah, thank you very much for making this whole season possible.
Well, I appreciate that, and you guys make my job easy. So I do appreciate everything that you guys do. So, is there anything that you would like to say to the band after coming through our virtual competition season this year?
Yeah, well, I'd like to say that I'm very proud of everyone for their effort. I know this season has been very tough and been very different, but I'm very proud of everyone for continuing to work hard and for making our show just amazing. And I'm really excited about what we've been able to accomplish this season, and that all of that credit goes to all of us, all of the students, and you, Mr. Noe, and everyone that's been working hard to make this happen.
Most definitely.
And I just want to start off by saying I love you all. I am so happy that we got to spend this season together, even if it was virtual. It was an experience that I loved and I'll never forget. And I'm sure that a lot of you feel the same. And I just want to say, like Laura said, I'm so extremely proud of every single one of you and the hard work you've put in, like from going from sectional to sectional during class and just seeing the hard work everybody has put in, everybody having their cameras on, everybody participating and doing their best. I just want to thank you all, each and every one of you, for everything you've done for this band. And I can't wait to see what our success this year takes us to in the future.
Awesome. So I just saw online that they have started with the creative class. If you guys want to stick around for a few minutes. Oh, there we go. Turned it on just in time. Let me see if I can't unmute this.
With a rating of superior, Ridgewood High School from Ridgewood, New Jersey.
Awesome. That so just a little glimpse of what we were doing there, but just again, I just really appreciate everything that you guys have done for the band, and for all of our viewers at home, if you haven't seen our virtual show, definitely stick around to the end, because you're going to be amazed by all the students that were on tonight, but also with your student. And I've just been so pleased with how far the band has come. And it actually came through one of our adjudicators, and Mr. Hunt made reference to this earlier. One of our adjudicators saw us at the very beginning of the season, and then saw us on this last competition. And I played it for you guys. And let's go ahead and let's see. Let's bring on some of the other captains. And I'd love to get your thoughts on hearing those comments. Don't know if is Chris still here? Maybe. But what were some of the comments that were said from our adjudicator, Miss Olchinski, that kind of stood out to you guys?
Just the amount of growth that our band has gone through. And I think that's something we've noticed as leadership members and just people in the band program itself, just the amount of growth that we've gone through over the season. And it really just puts a test to what you've done, Mr. Noe, and what every single student has done, and putting in their best effort to do their best and improve and make every single gain. And we could really see that pay off with this judge's comments, who was almost blown away by the amount of growth we've made over this virtual season.
Yeah. And I love just at the end, just saying, you guys have had a great season. We see it ourselves, but it just feels good to hear it from somebody who's seen us at the beginning and then seen us at the end and everything. So, so just real quick, we talked about some of the struggles that we've had in the section. That we've been working with, and some of the trials that we've had in the virtual band setting. Let's turn the table. What are some of your favorite memories from this season? What is one of the things that kind of stands out for you guys?
For me, I was, as Colin and I were drum majors, we never really got to hear the students play their music. So when we heard the third movement of our show, that was something that we never heard before. And for me, I was really impressed, because I was a little bit worried about that movement coming together, but it came together better than I expected. And it was really eye-opening to me, and I loved it.
That's awesome. How about some of you guys on the call as well? What are some of the good memories that you guys have from the season?
I think one of my favorite memories is when me and Macklin could sort of like jump around into the different sections, and me and Macklin sort of broke the rules sometimes, and we would go into like the brass, like I would go into the brass sections and he would go into the woodwinds, just because we were missing the other side. And just getting to talk to like the freshmen and seeing the growth. Like the first week they were a little timid and shy, and like, oh my gosh, they're juniors. Like I don't really know. I don't know them. And so we don't have a relationship, to like now I can just jump in and spark up a conversation with anybody in the section. So I think that was my favorite thing, is just getting to grow the relationships and having those like funny little conversations in our sections during class.
Yeah, most definitely. And I'm excited for I'm glad that this class got to see the example that you guys set as student leaders, this freshman class, because this is a really, really strong freshman class. We've got some really great musicians in that class, and just some really fun and fantastic personalities. I mean, looking at, I love every time we get into a setting, they are willing to participate. They're willing to have those conversations, and I just love the boldness of this freshman class this year. And I'm really glad that they got to work with this student leadership team this year, just kind of set the precedent for moving forward, because the future of the band, the legacy that you guys are leaving behind as student leaders, rests on their shoulders and everything. So it's been really cool. How about we have one more fun memory, and then I want to take a few minutes just to recognize our seniors. And we have a couple of seniors on the call right now, Chris and Griffin and Ava, all seniors, and they may want to go watch the senior presentation with their families. But what about another memory that kind of stands out from this season?
So this might not be music related, but one of my favorite memories I have, or it was one day, I think we were waiting on you to come to class, and garden percussion, we just decided on playing Among Us, and we were just playing Among Us, and that was fun.
That's awesome. Yeah. Thanks for calling me out on the live stream there, Chris, for being late to class that time. Now the whole world knows. But you know what? That's something that we kind of miss a lot of times with the virtual setting, is the social aspect of band. Because, I know growing up, coming through band, that was my closest friends were in band, and just the social aspect, the family aspect of it is something that we miss, and it's fun to kind of get those glimpses when you have those opportunities like what you were just talking about, Chris. Awesome. Well, I am going to let you guys pop out of the session, and we're going to close with our senior recognition tonight. And we will, after we recognize our seniors, we will do a showing of our show and call it an evening. So, student leadership team, thank you so much for everything that you guys have done. But also, you know, our the success of our band this year was really a result of these students that um, are in the senior class, the class of 21. We have some really amazing students in the senior class. And I just wanted to take a few minutes, you know, typically for a marching season, and we may still be able to do a real senior night on the football field if athletics go through. Hopefully, the numbers of cases will start dropping, and we'll be able to get back in session and get a little bit more of the normal back in with the football season, get the marching band out there marching with on the field and everything, and actually have a senior night in the stadium. But I did not want to let the end of the competitive season go without recognizing our amazing senior class. Now, the order that I put these in, my name is, you know, Mr. Noe. So N is right in the middle of the alphabet. And I've got this awesome first name that if you alphabetize it by first name, I'm at the top of the list every time. But anytime they alphabetize them by last name, you know, I'm right there in the middle. So I kind of switch things up a little bit. I alphabetize it by first name. So our senior class of 2021. So Ashley McDonald, as you can see pictured here, she is with Paul and Carolyn McDonald. Ashley has been a member of the Panther Regiment for 4 years. Next year, she plans to go to Western Carolina University and study business admin and law. So a future lawyer there. Her quote to the band, her words of wisdom: make all the memories you can because the 4 years go by fast. Most definitely. Ashley, thank you so much for everything that you've done for our band. Ava New, we met her in person earlier tonight, but Ava has been a member of the Color Guard for 4 years. She wants to attend either the University of North Carolina or Chapel Hill or Meredith University. Her words, she is pictured here with Krista and Danny Wicker. And one of her words of wisdom to the band: some of the best times of your life will happen in marching band. So cherish the memories that you make throughout your time in this amazing program. Most definitely. Thank you so much, Ava. Chris Wilson, drumline captain, has been in the band for 4 years. He plans to attend Winston-Salem State University, majoring in business administration. His words of wisdom to the underclassmen is: be strong, be wise, and be smart. Be strong in every situation because you don't know what is going to be put up against you. Be wise because at the end of the day, you need to have the mindset to get through it. And be smart in every decision because you have to understand what is for you and what isn't for you, what's good for you and what isn't good for you. Chris is featured here with Myron and Shawan Wilson. Colin Stafford, you've heard him performing trumpet on the performances, has a great solo in our show this year. Colin is I think he's been in. I didn't get this answer from him, but I think he has been in all 4 years. He is pictured here with Lori and Sid Stafford. And next year he plans to head to college. And his advice for the underclassmen: definitely some great advice from a senior. Pay attention. Most definitely. Thank you so much, Colin. Emmett Rasinske. Emmett has been in the Panther Regiment for 2 years. Next year, he plans to go to a 4-year university and study music production and music recording. I've actually heard some of his stuff, and it sounds fantastic. Looking forward to hearing some great things from Emmett. His words of advice to the underclassmen: work hard and be kind. Most definitely. Most definitely. Greg Mink is a senior member of the Panther Regiment for 4 years. His plans next year are to attend a 4-year university studying business and finance. And his words to the band is make sure to have fun. This is primarily an activity to express yourself. Do not get caught up in the lofty expectations, especially at the expense of a good time. Do not be an uptight Niedermeyer or a sissy Kent Dorfman. It is a lot more fun once you get off Zoom and onto the field. He's pictured here with Mike and Ruth Mink, and obviously, Greg is a big Animal House movie fan. Griffin Metheny, you saw him earlier when in our session. He has been with the Panther Regiment for 4 years. He's been the logistics captain for this year, but he's also been instrumental in making sure all the equipment is there. His legacy preceded himself when I came in, and it's been a pleasure to work with him. And his advice is, he's featured here with Vicky and Scott Metheny, and his words of advice to the underclassman is a testament to his character. Hard work pays off. Hana Leonard, very talented flutist. Was really impressed. She actually went above and beyond and performed at the Arts Council's outdoor concert earlier last month, and I was just really amazed at her solo performances that day. Great personality. She's been with the Panther Regiment for 2 years now. She is planning to attend college and study wildlife biology. And Hana, you'll have to tell me this on Monday. I have never known whether it is zoology or zoology. So hopefully you'll be able to tell me the answer to that. But she's looking to study that. Her words of advice to the underclassmen is a quote by John Lewis: make good trouble. She is pictured here with Arthur Leonard and Katherine Stevens. Katherine Cruz Aquino has been with the Panther Regiment for 2 years. She plans to work and go to college next year. And Katherine doesn't have a word of advice, but she has been giving bits of wisdom to the color guard. Every time I see one of her productions, she is always among the top of the color guard, just giving some great poise, very artistic with the way that she does stuff. So, Kat, thank you so much for everything that you've done for the band this year. Kayla Ekstrom is another member of our guard. She is pictured here with David and Cheryl Ekstrom. She has been in the Panther Regiment for 3 years. Next year, she plans to go to college, hopefully Appalachian State, for a degree in psychology and a minor in criminology. Her words of advice to the band, very, very true, is don't give up on something you truly want, even if it's hard. The work pays off in the end. Very true. Thank you so much, Kayla. Miranda Harris, another wonderful flutist in the band, very talented young lady. I actually got to see, she's not only a wonderful musician, but I recently saw an infomercial that she was in, and I was just really impressed by the poise that she had on camera. Just a phenomenal young lady. She has been with the Panther Regiment for 4 years. She plans to attend a 4-year university next year. Her words of advice to the band are create music, but don't forget along the way to make new friends and make the most of your experiences. She is pictured here with Deborah and Charles Harris. Rachel Heavlin. She is pictured here with her family, Jorge, Heather, and Kale. She has been a member of the Panther Regiment for 4 years, and she plans to go to a 4-year college herself next year upon graduation. She has one of my favorite sayings from a senior this year: surround yourself with tacos, not negativity. Most definitely. I love tacos. Raquel Acevedo-Obie is a first-year member of the Color Guard. We are so glad that you came on your senior year to join us. She is hoping to start dancing professionally, may do college Color Guard for her freshman year. Her words of advice are absolutely wonderful. It says, don't fret about things too much. If you spend all your time worrying, you won't have any fun. Have fun, kiddos. The fun makes the memories that stick with you long after you leave the band. Much luck and love. Thank you, Raquel. And Rebeca Alegria. She is pictured here with Rosa Contreras. She has been a member of the Panther Regiment for 4 years. She plans to go to a 4-year college and become a therapist. Her words of advice: never underestimate your talent with music. So just to review our seniors this year, seniors, thank you so much for everything that you've done. It's been absolutely wonderful. I know this isn't the senior year competitive marching season you guys were thinking we would have this year, but I am so proud to have worked with you guys. You guys have been absolutely amazing, and I thank you for all of your hard work. So tonight I'd like to close with the performance of our final cut of the show. The kids, I know I've said it a lot and it's probably getting redundant at this point, but I have been so impressed with what these kids have been able to put together. Putting together a virtual performance is not an easy task. It requires a lot of self-discipline, a lot of self-critique, a lot more effort than performing in an ensemble together. And I have just been absolutely thrilled with the product that we put together. I came in with the framework for a show, but much of what you will see tonight is a result, as I mentioned earlier, the story that we're telling has evolved from the experiences that the students have had. They have actually worked to tell the story that they want to tell throughout the season. So I hope you enjoy our 2020 competitive virtual marching band show, Our Song.
Lost many things during this pandemic.
We're stuck at home. Loneliness, depression, lack of motivation. We don't know what our future holds.
While difficult for all of us, COVID has given us the opportunity to grow closer and stronger relationships with our family and friends.
We've overcome many obstacles and have learned more about ourselves and our community.
helping us to grow more independent. We have learned to keep hanging on.
Well, that was not supposed to stop there. Let me pull up the YouTube video of it. I apologize for that. Again, forgive me for that. Here goes the second movement.
I still believe that we can do with this country something that has not been done before.
You don't need numbers, you need passion. The tragedy is that most of the people who say they care about it don't care. What they care about is their safety and their profits.
Not everything that is faced can be changed, but nothing can be changed until it is faced.
It is entirely up to the American people whether or not they are going to face and deal with the stranger they have relied on for so long.
There has to be some way that this darkness can be banished with light.
But Unitas is ultimately far more redeeming and compelling than anything that separates me.
hearts are broken, but our spirits are not.
Competitive marching band, Panther Regiment of 2020. Thank you so much for all of your hard work this year. It's not over yet. We still got a lot of things planned from the classroom perspective, but we're kind of shifting gears into our concert setting now. Keep an eye out. We have a couple of different concerts coming up on December 12th. We have our Prism concert, our virtual Prism concert. We've got groups and ensembles, soloists, and performing from all 5 of the different middle schools and high schools in Orange County. Very excited to watch those virtual performances. And later that week on Wednesday, December 16th, we will be having our very own OHS Panther Band's winter holiday concert. So mark your calendar, 7 p.m. on December 16th. It's going to be great. We've got some full ensemble pieces as well as featuring some small groups and some students. Don't forget about our Dewey's fundraiser right now. If you'd like to help out with that, definitely sign up on the Sign Up Genius link that Kelly sent out. And if you'd like to swing by and see the store before you sign up, definitely do that. We are in Tanger Outlet Mall. Would love to have you there. Also, check out the OHSPantherBand.com. At the top of the screen, you will see a banner that where you can click if you'd like some fresh fruit for the holidays. So join us for that. I appreciate your support and look forward to seeing you guys soon. Thank you so much.